Hello, pipe people. Today I got my Peterson Sherlock Holmes sterling silver PSB, and I've got an actual pipe lighter. What's nice about these pipe lighters is my thumb and index finger are very far away, so they're basically designed to not burn my thumb and index finger. That's nice, right? So my question for you is, when you light with a Bic lighter, have you ever heard of anyone using a different method in order to not burn your index and thumb when you go like this? Because inevitably at some point you're probably going to burn your index finger or your thumb, I've noticed. It seems like there's some notoriety online of people burning their fingers, and of the new pipe smokers, of my friends and family, if they tried it out, they usually end up burning their fingers with these things, and they switch to matches, or they switch to one of these de Jeep style lighters that I sometimes just send their way. These ones usually have a little more distance, right, between my index finger and the flame, depending on how I light it. But with these Bic lighters, which are very ubiquitous, and they're incredibly cheap and they're available everywhere, and these clippers too, they seem to be a little more prone to burning your index finger just because of the way they're so close to your index finger and thumb. So here's my method, my new method. So you can tell me if this is new and neat, or maybe this is not really worth the struggle and the pain of learning this new method. And maybe it's something that you've actually seen before. So maybe it's actually a really normal thing and I'm just reinventing the wheel here. So let me know. Here's the method. This is the usual way you light. So I just have a normal fist grip. And instead of doing that, I'm actually gonna set the butt end of the Bic on my ring finger like this. So that when I push, I'm actually pushing on the ring finger. So that's where all the pressure is going when I click. And of course, instead of lighting this way, I'm just gonna start upside down. So instead of starting here and lighting and then flipping upside down every single time, I'm actually just gonna start and just set the right position first and then light. And the final peculiarity that you're gonna notice here is that I'm actually not lighting with the same side of my thumb. So the standard way to light, like this side of the thumb, it's the inside side of my thumb. So if I have my hand here, it's the inside side. I'm actually gonna light with the outside side of my thumb. So rather than this way, I'm actually lighting on this side. So once again, I'm starting with my hand in this kind of salute position, already upside down. I'm gonna put the butt end of the lighter on my ring finger. And of course, I'm lighting with the opposite side of my thumb, then bam. And you see I moved my index finger out of the way. It's because it was too upside down and the flame was hitting my index finger, so I can move it out of the way. So you get this very strange looking position. It's almost like a salute, a little one finger salute. And I notice that if I do this, I can really have the butane shooting out of this hole and aiming into the actual tobacco inside of the bowl. And it's probably not gonna char the outside very much. And the final kind of nice thing that I like about this is that with this position, this little salute position, my thumb is actually pointed down. And so I can actually put my thumb and rest it on my fingers here around the bowl of my pipe. You see how my fingers aren't here tucked in really low underneath the pipe bowl? They're actually like this, almost stacked on my index finger. So that way I can actually rest my thumb on there when I light. So I have a bit of this leverage, almost a support here, and it helps support so I can get a little more precision, I feel. So even if I'm walking, that kind of a thing. Right now, usually lighting my pipe in my car these days, since I work a delivery job for my little day job. So I gotta do that. So tell me if this is, I don't know, maybe people already do this. Maybe this is a normal thing. Maybe this is something you've seen before at a pipe show or something, or you know a friend who does this. So maybe this is actually totally normal. And maybe this is just not worth it. And you can tell me, what are the downsides to this? Maybe reaching this position in the first place is kind of annoying, or maybe this finger isn't good. Maybe I should actually be doing my middle finger at this point, because it already gets my index finger out of the way. So using my middle finger as the button press position, maybe that's actually better. To me, I don't really like this because this holding with these two fingers is kind of annoying, I think. It's relatively annoying compared to holding like this. And then I can always get my index finger out of the way, because usually I actually don't flip it over that much even. It's usually only this much. So maybe, I don't know, maybe this is not even worth learning, because you can always just light the normal way and just flip it over anyway. But what I don't like about lighting the normal way and then flipping over is it kind of does this like, this weird kind of flippy action in my hand. And so you might be asking, you know, why would you go through all this stuff? Why don't you just, you know, why don't you just pack your light, or, you know, pack your pipe the right way so you don't have to light it 1,000 times? And I don't know, interestingly today, when I smoke a pipe, half the time, you know, half the bowls that I smoke nowadays are in my car on my delivery job. And the funny thing about a delivery job is you usually get in your car and you pick up your pipe that's already been packed in the morning and that you've lit 1,000 times, and you get in your car and you light it, and then you go on your drive, and once you're done with your drive, you set it back down again. And you go inside the store and you go back out again, and then you pick it out again, and then you light it again. So you're actually lighting it a ton of times, because you light it, you have a couple puffs on it, and then you reach your destination, you set it back down. So it's kind of weird. It kind of have like a whole bunch of lights kind of built in almost. And during that time, I just thought, you know, I don't really like this whole thing where I light it and I have to like twist my hand around this way if I really want to get inside the bowl. So I thought, you know, what if I just started from the position anyway that I wanted to get to in the first place, and just bam, when it did it anyway, or like from that position. It seemed a little bit quicker. It seems a little more graceful. I don't know. Let me know. Is this stupid? Maybe it could be stupid. It'd be nice to know. And I have a feeling that the majority of the pipe people I see on here, they have some experience in like the real pipe world. So they've probably been to a pipe show and seen someone do this before. So maybe this is actually something that's already been invented. And maybe what I've been doing is going online and just searching to try to find this method. Maybe I've just been using the wrong keywords. So maybe I just, you know, I wasn't searching enough to find this method already. So maybe I have stepped in the same river twice. Maybe this is new. Let me know. Thank you. Goodbye.